Welcome back, everybody, to our very own Eastern Voices. With me, Dirgayusa, as your host. And in this podcast, we hope some fresh perspective to meet with our the freshest real action. So here we in the our second edition of the podcast, we invited somebody very special, someone very special, uh, a generation that you all talk about, the Gen Z. So, without further ado, let's talk about. Introduce yourself, please, Miss.
Hi everyone, I'm Evelyn. I came from KPPN Bondowoso. And bisa ulang nggak? Hi everyone, I'm Evelyn. I came from Bondowoso. I work in KPPN Bondowoso. Hi Mas.
Okay, nice introduction. So, about the topic of this edition podcast, it will be the building your persona, the personal branding. Uh, if I may ask,
Yes.
Miss Evelyn, what is the
Uh,
personal branding in your thought?
Wait, should I call you Mas or Bro?
Uh,
Just your name.
I prefer just my name.
So I call you Yusa.
Yes, please
Okay.
do not he, her, she, him. No.
Okay,
Okay.
so personal branding. Well, I'd like to ask first what's your opinion about it?
I think it has something like building character.
More
Like-
like the character that you want to show. Or
Oh,
no.
like that. I didn't think that.
No, I'm asking you like what do you think about
Oh,
it?
I thought the personal branding was like creating something of something like persona, like how you show. Oh, that's nice. Creating something for others to see,
Yeah,
like that.
So for like you want to show something like, for example, if you're smart, you want to show that you're smart, and that's
Okay.
personal branding for you.
Okay,
No, I'm asking you. Is
Uh,
that personal branding for you?
I think that is the personal branding.
Okay. Well, I have to say that it's partially correct in my opinion though.
It means that it's not fully correct.
Yes, but not all people, not all think of it that way. Sadly, some even think that building a good personal branding means that they have this good public communication skills
Oh,
or
I see.
being an extroverted person.
Oh,
But for
yeah.
I mean, it's unfair, right? When you're someone that is introverted, that doesn't mean that you don't have a good personal branding. It's unfair, right?
Introvert people, there is good news. You can still also use the personal branding for you. So this is maybe you should watch it till the end. Stay tuned.
I mean, can you believe that I'm an introverted person?
No, nobody's believe it.
Yes, see, because I'm an introvert.
Okay.
But people somehow sees me as someone that can talk, that can speak, that isn't far from the word introvert, and that is because I brand myself. I brand myself to be that kind of person. I want people to hear me. I want people to listen to me
Okay.
as I talk about something about work, about life, basically, or just building relationships. And that's where we should start talking about personal branding. How you define yourself, how you see your values,
Okay.
how you're gonna view yourself, like how do you want people to see yourself?
Okay, so it's about the people and the surrounding
Yes.
to see us as we want.
Okay. Say alarm.
So maybe is there any shifting paradigm? So what is personal branding back then and nowadays? Do you think there's any difference in it?
Well, yeah. I mean, education and technology and all the knowledge is like expanding, right?
Okay.
Yeah. And people come to see this personal branding as something more important. nowadays. But somehow the concept of personal branding itself is quite, hmm, I wouldn't say incorrect, but at the same time, it's not correct.
Okay.
So back then, people associate personal branding with someone who is successful. So someone who's successful means that they have this good personal branding, and someone
Okay.
who does not then do not have this kind of good personal branding,
Okay.
and they tend to measure success through money, fame, anything you name it. And but
Aku.
aku ketawa, maaf.
Terus. And then just keep going.
And then, so people who
Thank you so much.
so people who think that good these successful people having good personal brandings, they, I mean, it when you see successful people
Okay.
and you see personal branding. Okay, thank you. So many.
Yes.
Okay. When you see successful people and you as someone who watch them,
Okay.
do you immediately think that they have this kind of good personal branding? Like they brand
I
themselves?
normally think so. So successful people, I think that is more successful branding,
Yes, but
personal branding. That's not true.
then again, I mean, it's kind of unfair, right? When you're the people that watch, and people think that you don't have a good personal branding just because you don't have this kind of fame, this kind of success, right? And that is like the perception back then that is being corrected right now.
Okay.
So personal branding means that you brand yourself, you know your value, you know where to go, you know where you want to put yourself in the
Okay.
society. And I think that's what matters most before you got into the success. You have to have this good kind of personal branding. So the personal branding nowadays, people are like tend to be more awake, more like they have this kind of
Oh.
realization that uh, they need to build their image to a certain level that people trust themselves to build a friendship, to build a relationship with each other. For example,
Oh.
I trust you, so we became friends when you asked me to be like one of the people that is going to be on your podcast. Then I trust you, and you trust me to be in this podcast, right? So
People trust me.
yes, yes, they actually do.
Yes.
They watch your podcast, right? So, I mean, that is also a small start to build a good personal branding. To build basically a personal branding. So, the personal branding back then is always talking about what's on stage.
Okay.
They reach this kind of success,
Uh,
then people will think that they have a good personal branding, but it's not always like that. People
Okay.
can be rich, people can be smart, but they don't have this good personal branding. And people can be just ordinary. They're just like normal people, and they have this good personal branding, and they can lead. People will listen to them. And there are lots of examples of leader who leads like that.
okay.
I think
Okay.
that's like the major difference.
I think
This is
I
based
think
on my
that-
opinion, though.
I think there is you open so much room for our thoughts. Hopefully, the viewers also believe that we also uh, open this discussion and the topic. So it's for the all the generations. Yeah. So I hope if it's not limited to the Gen Z.
Yes.
It's not created exactly for the Gen X, Gen Y, baby boomers. No, we hope that this the theme itself will bring good to all generations. So delving deeper, actually, I am more interested in the urgencies.
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
what is I think when you explain it to me when I want to invite you to the Malang, and I thought that it was very interesting because I see the urgencies there. So
Yeah.
I feel it. I feel it. The need. The people should make the personal branding, their personal branding, building it is the top priority. Isn't it right?
Yes, because well, when we interact with people,
Yes.
we're social. We socialize, right?
Yes.
The first thing that you're gonna see is
Okay.
like they have this kind of first impression, right?
Oh.
You
Yes.
know
Yes.
about first impression, right?
Okay. Okay.
And that personal branding is needed there.
Hmm.
So I'm the person that believe the second you interact with someone,
Hmm.
they're gonna judge you whether they wanna make friends with you, they wanna interact with you or not. For
Okay.
example, if you see me walking in the room
Yes.
and we never met,
Okay.
and if I have this kind of confidence, if I have this kind of belief that I'm someone and I know what I'm worth,
Yes.
you would like to talk to me, and
Okay.
vice versa. If I see you as someone who's like maybe right now you're being chill, you wanna talk, you wanna interact, you're welcoming people to talk to you.
Okay.
That it's your personal branding. You're building that persona, and it works. I talk to you, right? We build this
Okay.
kind of relationship. So it's very important
So.
once you are interacting with someone.
So I thought that when we are creating the strong personal branding, it's people could view us as uh, the image we desire.
Yes.
People want us to see.
And also when you build families, right? And this is where people tend to get wrong. People tend to associate building this personal branding, all these personal branding issues with Gen Z, right?
Okay.
We care so much about how we look, about how we are being seen, about how we act every day, but the truth is everyone needs it. And I think the people that need it most is actually the millennials, the Gen X, you name
Okay.
it, all the generation beforehand.
Okay.
So why do I say that? People with older, the older they get, they usually have this closer, like smaller families. They have children.
Yes, that's true.
They have people that look up to them, even
Okay.
as someone who is in the office or just people interacting. You would like to look up to someone older than you, right?
Yes.
Sometimes.
This just the nature.
Yes, and that is when personal branding is needed. For example, if you're a father of
Yes.
the kids and you want your kids to be healthy, you want your kids to be smart, you want your
Okay.
kids to be successful, but then if you're not building this personal, if you're not making yourself as someone who is healthy, who is also smart, then how are you going to show your kids that you're having it too?
So that means showing the good personal branding.
You lead by
Also,
example.
okay.
You lead by example. You cannot expect your
That's
children.
that makes sense. That actually makes sense.
You cannot expect your children to be someone who is on the higher ranks in their classroom if your grade is all red or you fail all your subjects, right?
Okay.
You cannot expect that to happen. And also, it works with the working environment. It works with the relationship. You cannot expect people who dated each other to, like, for example, if I dated someone and I expect them to be like to respect me, if I don't respect them, right? It won't work. And I think that is like the beginning of personal branding. So you're building the image, you're building the value that you want people to value you the same way.
Okay. So maybe the more I listen to it, so it is more beneficial to the older generation, right?
Well, all generations, but yes,
Yes.
we cannot forget the older generations.
Yes. But once again, so the urgency is there to the old generation. But I think what actually matters what do you think is the essence of the personal branding? Is it our desire to become something that we want to make it happen?
The urgencies and what matters. Okay. So, well, I want to ask you,
Yes.
uh, do you have something like that you want to achieve in maybe like several years, maybe or several months? You have, right?
Well, I
You
have.
gotta have something.
Yeah.
And you keep that. And you're going to have to make it. You're going to have to achieve it somehow. You have this. You have
Yes,
this kind of.
I have this kind of
Yes.
goals. Yes.
Yes, you have this kind of goal. And okay, so the first step, I think, is building a good person. I think so.
Okay.
So, for example, if you're having this kind of goal, you name it anything, and the first thing that you're gonna do, you're gonna start somewhere, right? You're gonna
Yes,
start somewhere.
you're
You're
gonna
gonna
start
start
somewhere.
working on anything that
Yes.
is going to support your goals, anything. And without a good personal branding, people won't even look at you. And that
Okay.
is what matters most for me. And besides that, building a good personal branding actually means that you know your value, you know your worth, you know your place in society. So in order for you to do or act, it matters the most. The simple explanation is this. I can have like the same amount of knowledge, I can have the same amount of fame or money or anything with someone else who probably has like a better branding about themselves. They're being more confident, they know about their value, they are being grateful for it. So, and on the other hand, I don't. It's gonna come out different. Anything that comes out of us is going to be different.
Okay.
You're gonna know, right, if someone who is like confident or not in the words that they're saying.
Okay.
When you listen to something and they're not being confident about what they're saying, you're gonna know, right? And you're
Yes.
gonna be like, what is this person even saying? Does he know about what like he's talking about?
Yes. So
Right?
you're saying that the personal branding is so strong,
Yes.
so it could amplify or even eclipsing the others. So
Yes.
like intelligence, fame,
Yes.
status. So when we get a good or successful personal branding, that people will view us so they won't be affected by our maybe lack of information, maybe
Yes.
our lack of anything. They just believe us that
Yes. And-
that's a strong point.
And do you know that when you have this kind of strong personal branding, you don't actually need to talk, and people will know about you.
Oh, I don't need to talk to people. I see.
What phone are you using?
Sadly, just yes, the iPhone.
Yes, you use an iPhone, right?
Yes.
So, have you ever seen an iPhone being advertised? Or they have this kind of brand ambassador?
No,
No,
not
right?
exactly. Yes.
Not exactly, right? But how about the other phones that are on the market?
Yes,
It's
they
not
got-
sponsored by Apple, by the way. Right?
They got balloons. they got
They got
they got
balloons.
balloons with boys with people in it.
They got
You know
brand
the-
ambassadors.
The one with
Yeah.
with their friends. The,
Yeah, they also
the
got
balloon guys.
they also got clowns. They also got
Yes.
events. Well,
Yes.
have you ever seen Apple doing that? No, right?
No.
And that is about personal branding. And when you see people using an iPhone, you're gonna know whether they talk about it or not. That he's using an iPhone. When you see it like from afar, you don't have to ask like, what type is this? Like, what's the good thing about it? People know because they have this good kind of brand.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's
It's like a simple analogy.
you don't need to be loud, but people will know. That's powerful. That's powerful. I think that's powerful.
So it's simpler, right? Actually,
It's simple.
rather than you talk a lot and it's gonna waste your energy, and especially when you're introverted. So when I say introverted people, you guys do have a chance in building a personal branding, like a huge chance for me.
Introverted people, please believe her. So moving on to the next topic is the
Okay.
impact to the futures. How do you think people with on their way to making their personal branding will impact their futures? Do maybe the future will thank them? You think?
Of course, anything. I mean, like your future self is going to thank you
Okay.
if
I
you're
think.
taking your, if you're taking like the right actions, if
Okay,
you're
okay.
walking in the right directions.
But
When do you know about it? I wanna ask you,
uh,
for you, like for yourself, like in your opinion, what is like the parameter of you're doing it in the right way? Like you're going in the right direction.
I don't know because sometimes I think in our lives sometimes we forced to make decisions
Yes.
and we forced to make how do you say it choices
Yes.
to our plans.
Life is all about choices. Right?
Okay, I think life is about more about revision. So what I want to ask is this may be a surprise asking, but what happened when you see yourself persona, you don't see it working anymore? I'll give you an example gratia. So maybe I want to be a doctor.
Okay.
Maybe I want to be a doctor. This is a real life story. You don't laugh at it. Maybe I want to be a doctor. So I put my
Efforts.
efforts
Yeah.
and I got it. I got it. I freaking entered the medical school. Yeah. I got it. And then the reality hits me.
Okay.
The medical school is too expensive to afford, and then you got to have the right connection. You got to have the right minds on it. So this responsible person and reasonable person close to me, aka my father, tell me, Yusa, there is no way you could become a doctor, or maybe there is a simpler choice for you if you don't want to be somebody that is be crumbled up in the corner of a clinic, or you will be so stressful doing your school. There is a way out there. That is to enter the school you enter. That is the university we all enter in the this financial ministry. Yeah. So I at that time I make a few choices.
Okay.
So, but what disturbed me is if I am at that time I want to build my personal brand for a good doctor, gitu kan, a good man, a good doctor who save lives. Gitu. So I could still be someone else hero, maybe because I saw
You
my.
wanna save someone?
I want to save like many. I don't want to see like my grandpa died because of a stroke. So I don't think that is something that should happen to anybody. So I want to make somebody that a doctor who will treat a patient that the right way. But I think I saw on the reality of the life. So I forced to make a choices. So I make the choice to be a good man in another field.
Okay.
So is that means I is that the is that means that I don't success in my personal branding, or it's just the change of plan? Is change of plan allowed in personal branding? Good question, right?
Is the,
Is change of plan
uh,
is allowed
yeah.
in personal branding?
Okay.
So imagine Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs in the Apple they
Yeah,
got
I get it. I get it. I get it.
this curve angle, right? And he changed it. He freaking, I know it. I know Steve Jobs. You hear me?
So when you make a decision,
Yes.
you hold on to it. Be responsible for it. Anything that is your decision
Okay.
is going to be good. I mean,
Okay.
if it happens, then it's for the best, right? You know
Okay.
about it. And the thing that you're gonna do is be responsible for it. If you're choosing to drop your medical degree and be in this financial school,
Okay.
then do it. Then do
Okay.
it. You do it. Like you set up and you go. Like, okay, I've entered this school. Okay, I gotta set up something. I gotta make something. I gotta go somewhere.
Okay.
And you're not going to be forever in that school, right? And you need a plan for your life.
Okay.
And there will always be choices, whether
Okay.
you realize it or not. Even if you take even here, you got 2 drinks. You
Yes.
gotta decide which one to drink first.
Yes.
I mean, that's decision. That's life. Life is all about choices. And the thing is, you gotta be responsible for your choices. And building a good personal branding is by starting to be responsible for it. You decide something, you're working on it, you're being serious about it, and you're being grateful for all the choices that you make.
Okay.
There gotta be something good in them. You find it. If there's none, if you feel like there's none, then it doesn't mean that it's not good. You just gotta find it. I mean, life is all about adventures and choices and
Okay.
finding things, right? And I know lots of people who have the same issue with
Okay.
you and me too. And it's not easy. I mean, decisions are never easy.
Decisions are never easy, guys.
And when you do it, it's even harder.
It's even harder.
I mean, when you switch your you switch your passion in
Okay.
in saving people into doing reports and
Yes.
counting money, it's
Yes.
very different, right? You're switching passion, and I know it's hard.
It's hard.
And when you save people, and just in case you choose to be in the medical school, you can, right? You actually can. You
Okay.
can choose to be in that school. And
Yes, but-
the road, it's not going to be smooth. It's going to be rough. Both all of the choices is going to be there. And that's when you know you're on the right track. 'Cause
Okay.
when you play game, you do play games, right?
Yes, I play.
You played games, right?
Yeah.
So when you level up, you
Okay.
tend to have this kind of more difficult stage, right?
Okay.
There's like a certain switch in the difficulties level, and you're having that because you want to level up.
Okay.
If you're stuck somewhere in your comfort zone, if you're I'm doing this really good, like I'm enjoying this, like it can be good, but at the same time it means that you're not evolving.
Okay.
So when you feel like, is there any change in plan that if is there any is it okay to be like a change of plan?
Is it okay to changing the plan?
Yeah, sorry. In order to build a good personal branding, right?
Okay.
It is very okay, and it will happen.
It will
'Cause
happen.
because you're faced with choices.
Yes.
And no matter what happened, you're gonna win or you gotta learn.
Okay.
There's no rules,
That's interesting to me. That's deep.
right?
So
You're not. How do you feel now?
yeah, it's okay. But whenever I talk back, is it really okay for me to do the choices? Because until now, I'm still questioning it.
You
Maybe
still want to be a doctor?
maybe no, and but I still feel bad about it. Maybe not that in kind of really bad, like I want to be that thing so bad. No, but I think it's more like a murmuring choices,
What
like
if?
what ifs, or like just is it the right way? Is it the right thing? Because when when I left the freaking medical school, the medical school crossed out my school name because I left it.
Yeah.
So they won't accept somebody from my high school for about how many times is Rifki? What year we in 2009. So in 2009 until now, they only take another school.
Yeah.
Another school. My school name has been crossed off the list because I so I think it's not the right way for me to become to choose the other path. But it's okay. I think life will answer itself.
Yes, it's your part to figure it out.
Yes.
Whether you still want it or not. Like if you're going to pursue your wanting,
Yes.
or you're gonna continue with your life. I mean,
Yes.
it's your choices, and
Yes.
we're no one to judge. I mean, as your friend, as someone who knows you,
Okay.
I won't even judge. Like, I mean, it's your choice. It's your life.
It's
You're
okay.
gonna be responsible for it. I know.
But so before we reach the conclusion, so I think we don't enough at the side. Do we still have Katita? No, we still maybe 5 minutes more. 2 minutes, okay. 3 minutes, okay. So Evelyn, about our group in the literature and English.
Yes.
So it has to be a tradition in this podcast to share your favorite artist or your favorite book or favorite author or maybe movies. You can also tell us. Can you share kindly with us what artist, author, or maybe music
Okay.
you recently found, and maybe you could share with us. Maybe we will find it interesting.
Okay. I don't know what interests you, but then the music that I listen to is mostly very general.
Very general, okay.
Yes, I listen to like this overseas singers, artists. I listen to Western. I listen to Latinos.
You listen to Latins.
Yes, I do listen to local bands. I listen to Padi,
Okay.
Dewa,
Oh, there's maybe some, yes, good taste there.
and Japanese songs sometimes.
Japanese songs sometimes.
They're low key good. They're low key good though.
Yes.
But then the thing is, just recently, I got into Thai music.
Okay.
Thai music.
The Thai-
Have you ever heard of
the Thai music?
Thai songs?
Like
Yeah.
Thailand's.
Yes.
Like Thailand's.
Yes.
Somebody actually listen to the Thailand music.
They're all good. You gotta give it a try, man. You gotta give it
We
a
will
try.
give it a try.
You gotta give it a try. 'Cause
Dito, we will hear the Thailand music next time. Promise me.
it's all,
Thailand kicks.
it's all good, including like the African genres. You know the Amapiano?
Ami piano.
Yeah, like the genre that you hear when you got into like the African sections of music.
Okay.
I listen to it as well sometimes.
Oh, sometimes.
So it's very general.
Okay, it's very wild, I think. So, to close our
Yes.
theme of today, the podcast, Building Personal Branding, what do you conclude of the personal branding?
Okay, so personal branding, building a good personal branding is not far from being grateful about yourself. You gotta accept where you are right now in order for you to build something more.